Hey everybody, it's Matthew of Mr. Domestic, where I spread joy and positivity through sewing and fabric play. In this video, it's totally a whim. I'm on my floor, I have my PJs under here, so I put on a cardigan, but I am going to teach you how to make a fabric gum wrapper bracelet. Yay! Someone mentioned it on one of my projects that it reminded me of one, and I was like, you know what? I need to make one out of fabric. And then I did it, and then I was like, I need to teach y'all how to make it too. So, if that's what you're here to learn, then before we get into the content, anytime you're enjoying it, make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Now let's get ready to have some fun together. Going down to my floor. For my size, I need more strips than my daughter's. My daughter, in length, it was 7.5 inches, and so I needed 18 of these strips. And each one of these, I've serialized it, but then this right here is 4 inches by 1.5. And then I fold it right here. And I was doing it like with a ruler at first, and then I was like, you know what, forget this, I'm gonna estimate, and I really didn't notice a difference. So I cheat when I serialize it, and I do it before I'm supposed to, because I'm impatient. But with this, got my iron. Can you see it? No, the light. Okay, here. So like this, I'm just gonna estimate like this, boom, and you can finger press it, and here, ta-da! That's what I'm gonna do. High heat, high steam, because that's the way to go. There, we've got one. Okay, and I'm not going to do these in real time or even fast forward it, but I will do one more. Which color? Let's do purple, because purple is awesome. And a lot of times, like, I suggest Material Magic, but this time I would especially suggest it. It's not mandatory, but it makes fabric not fray whenever you mess with it. Like, so if you're doing any traditional paper crafts and turning it into fabric, then it would keep it from fraying. But if you don't have it, you could like heavily starch it if you wanted to, or just use plain fabric, or you can use paper. You can use anything really. Just know that it could potentially fray and you would need more. Ta-da! Time just to trim it and clean it up. Ta-da! See, that's what I did. So for me, I think I have 22 or 24 strips. I'll know by the time I get to it. So I'm going to fold all of these and I'll come back and I'll show you how to make the magic happen. I have 24 strips here and they are in gradient order, and I'm starting and ending with the same color, which is purely by accident because I did 2 of the same color and I didn't feel like making another one. So that's what we're going to do for this one. And put those aside. So now I'm going to fold and make the bracelet, and these are 2 additional items that I'm going to use. I'm going to use my pointy tweezers and I'm going to use some fabric fuse. So these are my recommendations. You can use regular tweezers and another kind of glue if you want. I just like these the best. And I will start with this end, and with each one of these you're going to finger press it at the middle, and you want the raw edge to be in the center. So I'm finger pressing it in the middle, and then I'm going to press this toward the center. I'm going to leave a couple millimeters on either side of the fold just to account for the thickness, and it'll be hidden, so it's no big deal. So this is one. So just so you can see, if you were to fold it like this, it would be almost a square like that. That's how you're going to fold it. So that's one, and then you're gonna do that to all of them, and I'm just gonna do a couple in real time so that you can see how I'm attaching them. Da-da-da-da-da. Like this. See? Boom. And then this one is like this. And so with this one being the first one, and this one being the second one, you're going to stick the second one into the first one. And how you're going to do it is get inside those 2 slits like this. See that? How it's going in? And then you stick it in. And then you'll pull this one taut. And as you go, this will become firmer and there will be less movement, so you don't really need to worry about that. And then, so this one's the first one, this one's the second one. No, I lied. See? This one's the first one and that one's the second one. Already getting confused. So now this is a new strip. What am I going to do? The raw edge is on the center. Fold it in half. go like this, fold these toward the center, a couple millimeters away from the center line, like this. Ta-da! Now this is where it gets tricky. Not like super tricky, but like a little bit tricky. And I found that me having my tweezers made it so much easier. And let me go in here and open this one up. Like that. And then I'm going to use my tweezer and grab it and pull it a little bit. All the way through, see? That one went through. Then I'm going to do the same thing here. Use my tweezers. Grab the fold. And have this go all the way through. This has just made it easier since fabric is flimsier. Even though this is serialized, it's flimsier than paper, so the tweezers have helped with everything. Just to maneuver it, get this like this. This needs to be tight. There we go. Boom, boom, shake through them. See? There is another one. And then you want to pull each one as tight as possible. I know this is exciting watching me fold, see? Because you want to leave enough. This is probably going to be a little bit smaller than the 1/2 inch. That's why the tweezer is really, really helpful. And then essentially we're going to make a zigzag. I'll do a couple more of these in real time in case you're not getting it with a little bit less explanation. I just want you to see the movement. But if you don't understand it after watching it, then go back and watch it again, please. And then this one I don't have to put the tweezer in first. It depends on whether the raw edge is here or here. Here the raw edge is that way, so I'm going to do this one a little bit differently. And you can pay attention to where the raw edge is. Like here, the raw edge is not on this side, so I want to make sure that the raw edge is over here. But sometimes you mess it up and you do it the wrong way, and I'm not about like going back and doing it over. So this way, see, I put it in a little bit, and then this is where I'm going to use the tweezer here, just to pull it through. Like this, and then you can pull it taut. And this one was a little too taut on this side. Like this. See? Ta-da! This is going to be so cool. Now I'll do one more in real time. Fold it in the center. Fold these toward the center. A couple millimeters separating them. Fold it like this. Boop, boop. Okay, so then this one goes in a little like that. This one goes in a little like that. And I found whenever I'm pulling it with a tweezer to go ahead and close it a little bit. If not, then these two might come out. So I don't keep it all loosey-goosey. But if it comes out, you can just stick it back in, no problem. There's a little bit of this one. There's a little bit of this one. Now pull, and ta-da! That's the basic motion, and I'm going to fast forward through the rest of it. Now I have the 24 links. Let me just make sure that it will work. Yeah, so it's even long for me. So you might want to do 22 links for your wrist, depending. Mine are kind of average. They're not like thick or thin. And that's how it hangs. So, and then this is, let me see, how many inches? This is 6.5, so 6.5, bump. And then it's a half, and then 3 more, 7, 10. So this is 10 inches. So just depending on what your bracelet size is how many links that you would need. And there are some stragglers here that I'm gonna trim off. But before I join this into a bracelet, and I'll show you both ways, I am going to take some fabric fuse and I'm going to set this just in between all of this. So this is where I'm gonna put the glue, right in here. And let it dry. And fabric fuse, it dries clear, so don't worry. And I'm not going to be stingy because I want this to last. And that's it. And the one thing about fabric fuse that I like is that it gets tacky like super quick. And not like tacky like, ooh, that is tacky, but like tacky like tactile tacky. And so by the time I'm done sticking glue in all of these, I can just press them together. Like here, see, I'll just press it together like this, and it will stay enough for it to dry. So I don't have to like clip it if I don't want to. So let me just put all the glue in here. You don't have to watch this in real time, but I'm going to finish gluing all these, press it, and then I'll come back and I will show you how to close it up. This way that I'm going to attach it is not using a snap, and you'll need to remove this, so hopefully you didn't glue it down. And pull these out. And this will probably look like a total hot mess as I'm doing it. And for that, I'm sorry. But this, essentially, it needs to fold into there. I do not know how this is going to record, but I will try. So this needs to go, and it needs to fold, and then go in here. So, okay. And then I've got this, and I'm going to grab this with the tweezers and just get it in there. And it's going to look really ugly at first, and then you can make it pretty if this is the way that you choose. See how it's going to go like that. And then this one, just take the tweezers, where I love the pointy ones, and just force it in there. Force it in there. It's fabric, and fabric is, even though it's flexible, it's pretty resilient. So don't be afraid of it ripping, but don't rip it. Like, you don't want to do that either. Like this. So y'all saw how I did that, and then you're going to fudge with this, and then make it pretty, and then glue it, right? But I'm not going to waste your time. So if that's what you want to do, hopefully you understand the concept and you can make it work. But then, now, I'm going to take it into my garage, and I apologize, the lighting is like horrible in there, and I'll show you how to use a snap if y'all have never used a snap. And I just think that that will elevate this and make it like, ooh la la. And something that like you could even wear to like a gala. Like if you wanted to wear it to a gala. So I'm going to my garage. Bye. Toward this one is on top of this one. It's the same color, so whatever. But this one, the one that it's only half of it, you want to have the top part, right? And then for the snaps, if you've never used them, you're going to need 4 pieces. You'll need 1 top, 1 bottom, and then the male and the female part. And I always put the male part on this one just because, I don't know, I think that's what you're supposed to do. But I never read instructions, so I might be wrong. If I'm wrong, put it in the comments. Oh, and other thing that I did is right here, and then right here, there were 4 layers, and I cut out the center layers. And I glued this right here so that there was less to get through, because 4 layers would be too hard for the snaps to go through. And so this is it. So for those that don't know about snaps, they're amazing and everyone should use them. The top one, so hopefully this works right the first time, since I'm all like telling people to use snaps. And then you go like that. And then the snap is on, see? Snap is on, snap is on. And then this one is gonna go like this, right, as a bracelet. So you want this to go on the underside. And I'm not all about this being perfect and like amazingly centered and all that. Like, it's a bracelet made out of fabric, like whatever. And so I'm using my finger to push through. You don't want the prongs to go through your thumb because that would hurt. And then this. Right here. Okay, I think I got it. Yeah, I got it, right? Yeah, I got it. Okay, so then now I snap it, and then, oh, snap it. Ta-da! Yay! Yay! This is really cool. Like, I love my bracelet. Ta-da-da! Now you can make your very own gum wrapper bracelet out of fabric. This is bananas. Like, I put enough glue in here. This is going to last for a long time. It's got a snap. You can open and close it. There are different sizes. This is something you can involve the kids with when you're all at home or on a weekend. You don't have to use fabric. If you wanted to use paper, you totally could. If you wanted to use like faux leather and cut the strips, you could do that. There's so many options for this, but knowing that you can do this and make it something that would last and become a keepsake is totally cool. And I'm jazzed that someone mentioned this in one of my comments, and now I have a video for y'all. So if you enjoyed this video, got a laugh or a tip or a trick, make sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Keep it positive.